Hello. Hello, class. Welcome back to the session 4 overall and the session 3 on op amps. So today we'll be trying to look at the op amp differentiator and integrator circuits and also the voltage follower. As we've been discussing, we are also finding that the files become larger if I keep sharing the video as well. So I will stop the video here. I will share my screen and you will be hearing my voice. So let us try this method. It may reduce the size of the videos that we are creating. Let us try. If you feel comfortable with this, future sessions we can do the same thing. If not, we'll go back to our previous mode. Okay. So what do we want to do today? As far as today's session is concerned, we would like to look at the op amp integrator, the op amp differentiator, as well as the op amp as a voltage follower. Now, what is it that gives these or makes possible these circuits? As you can see from the circuit diagram, the feedback resistor has been replaced by a reactive component. Now, what is this reactive component? Here it is a capacitor, and what happens? The reactance offered by this capacitor is 1 over omega c. When you have omega, omega is 2 pi f. Therefore, there is a frequency term that has come into picture. As you know, the frequency is inversely related to the time period of the signal. So as a result, now what happens? You are feeding a signal which has a certain time period. Here you have a op amp does not take up any current. Therefore, what happens? All the current that is at the input will now be transferred to the capacitor. In other words, a charging current flows which charges the capacitor. So there is an RC circuit involved here. When an RC circuit is involved here, what happens? The time constant of the RC circuit comes into picture. What is the RC time constant? It is a time taken for the charge on the capacitor to either grow to about 63% of the maximum or reduce by 63% of the maximum. So there is a time involved here. Therefore, it is related therefore to the frequency. So if the CR time constant is comparable to the period of the wave, then you may expect the wave to be carried faithfully. Amplify agbidutte. If the time constant is much smaller, then what happens? During the rising half, the voltage may go to saturation. During the falling half, voltage again may go to saturation. And if it is too large, then it takes a lot of time for the capacitor to charge. So you may end up getting a straight line. So whatever, in other words, what I essentially mean to say is, depending upon the CR time constant, the shape of the input wave can be changed. So this is what we are trying to do here. Because of the presence of the reactive element, the wave shaping becomes possible. So now we look at the op amp as an integrator first. So what is it that we are doing? We are replacing the feedback resistor by the capacitor as shown in the figure. As usual, the input Vin is given to the inverting terminal and I am grounding the positive terminal. Because the positive terminal is grounded, the difference in the voltages at the input should become 0, because I will again assume that the gain A of the op amp is infinity. So the input voltage between these two terminals should become 0. Therefore, Vg also is at 0 potential. And the op amp has an infinite input impedance, so it does not take any current. As a result, what happens? The current In that is flowing through the resistor goes into the feedback capacitor as If. So this capacitor, this current is now going to charge the capacitor. And the charge on the capacitor, you know from your PUC classes, is given by Q is equal to CV. So therefore, Q is equal to C into VI rather. So what is that? Athwa C, if you look at the C here, it is connected between ground and V0. So I can also say C is equal to Vg minus V0 into C. Q is equal to C, Vg minus V0, but Vg is 0. Therefore, Q is equal to minus C V0. Now, if you look at how it is charging, the charge Q on the capacitor at any instant of time, or rather over a certain period, is given by 0 to t in dt. And that is equal to, from the above equation, minus CV0. Therefore, what happens? Q therefore becomes 0 to t integral in dt, that is equal to CV0. Now, Ohm's law apply marana. If we now apply Ohm's law, we can look at what happens to the input current in. The input current in is now therefore Vg minus V0 by R. So Vg minus V in minus V0 by Vg by R, that's equal to V in minus 0 by R, therefore V in by R. Substituting for in, I have looked at only the input part here. V in is the input voltage. This is Vg. So V in minus Vg by R is in. So V in minus 0 by R, therefore V in by R. Now substitute, I will substitute in the equation above for in. Therefore, the above equation becomes 0 to t Vi by R dt is equal to minus CV0, or V0 is equal to 1 by RC integral 0 to t Vi dt. Athava V0 ಅನ್ನೋದು proportional to integral 0 to t Vi dt ಅಂತ ಆಯ್ತು. So over a period of time, if you are integrating the input voltage, you will get the output voltage. So the op amp here therefore is working as a integrator. Now what are the other things that we want to look at? The other thing that we want to look at, ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. I will just repeat the mathematics that we have done here. You are given the input at the inverting terminal. At the output, the feedback capacitor is there. So the charge on the capacitor at any instant of time, the op amp does not draw any current. Therefore, the input current in goes on to charge the capacitor. So what do we have? At any point of time, the charge Q is equal to CV from your PUC classes. Q is therefore equal to C into, here the capacitor is connected between G and V0. Therefore, Vg minus V0, but V0 is 0. So Q is equal to minus CV0. The charge on the capacitor at any interval ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆದಿತ್ತು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, because we are taking 0 to t at any interval of time, therefore is equal to 0 to t integral in dt, which is equal to CV0 from the above. So Q is equal to integral 0 to t in dt, and that's equal to CV0. Ohm's law prakara in is equal to V in minus Vg by R. Vg is 0, so V in by R, that is V in by R. So substitute this in the other expression. So integral 0 to t V in by R dt is equal to CV0, athava V0 is equal to 1 by RC integral 0 to t Vi dt, or V0 is proportional to integral 0 to t Vi dt. Now, output voltage therefore is proportional to the integral of the input. Now you can look at what kind of waveforms input produce, what kind of output waveforms. So if you give square waves like this is an integrator. So essentially what happens? It compresses the time factor. Pulse constant iruttalla adanna it reduces to a spike. So there is the rising signal, there is a short spike produced. Within this interval, when the voltage is constant, nothing's happening. So when it falls again, spike reduces. ಈ ಫ್ಲಾಟ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸಿದೆ, ಅಗೈನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಪೈಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಹಾಫ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಸ್ ಎ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಅಂಡ್ negative spikes. This is a triangular input. So this is like, this part is like a straight line sloping up. So straight line ನೀವು integrate ಮಾಡೋ ತರ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಇದು. Therefore what happens? So it rises, then falls like this. So it produces a rectangular output. Triangular wave ಕೊಟ್ರೆ rectangular output ಬರುತ್ತೆ, rectangular wave ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೈನ್ ವೇವ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಕೊಸೈನ್ ವೇವ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ಸಪೋಸ್ ನೀವು ಸೈನುಸಾಯ್ಡಲ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅವಾಗ V0 is equal to 1/RC ಇಂಟೆಗ್ರಲ್ 0 to t Vm sin omega t dt ಅಂತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Vm sin omega t ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಸೈನುಸಾಯ್ಡಲ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಇದೇನಾಯ್ತು, ಇಂಟೆಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ -1/RC ಇಂಟು ಒಮೆಗಾ ಇಂಟೆಗ್ರಲ್ 0 to t. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇದು ಇಂಟೆಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬಾರ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಈ ಸೈನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಇಂಟೆಗ್ರಲ್ ಸೈನ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ಕಾಪಿ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, there is no integral sign. I think this entire term I should collect. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಂಟೆಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿದೆ ಇದು. ಸೊ ಇಂಟೆಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ನಾವು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೈನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಸೊ 1/RC ಒಮೆಗಾ Vm ಕಾಸ್ ಒಮೆಗಾ ಟಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಈ ಒಮೆಗಾ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಒಮೆಗಾ ಟರ್ಮ್ RC ಮತ್ತು ಜೊತೆ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂತು. W ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಒಮೆಗಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, 2πf ಆಯ್ತು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ V0 ಗೆ ನೀವು ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಸಿ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಅಕರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರ್. ಸೊ therefore output voltage and frequency are inversely related. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಓದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಯಾವ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಯಾವ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಈ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಇದೆಯಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ರೀಕಾಲ್ ದಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಲೋ ಪಾಸ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್. ಸೊ the integrating circuit behaves like a low pass filter. Allige, then we can finish by looking at what are the other properties or applications for the integrator circuit. So the integrator, for it to function properly, then this is the condition to be satisfied. The pulse width of the signal must be at least 10 times less than the RC time constant. RC time constant ಅನ್ನ CR values determine ಮಾಡುತ್ತವೆ. Pulse width ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, it is the period of the input signal. So period of the input signal, it will be some time factor, time ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. RC ನಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಪಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಡ್ತ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ವೇವ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದು ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ RC ಟೈಮ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಗಿಂತ 10 times ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇಂಟಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ಇಂಟಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಮಿಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದಿ ಪಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಡ್ತ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಿ RC ಟೈಮ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. We are given a circuit in which C and R were constant. So we change the frequency to change the period of the signal. We make it less than RC, we make it equal to RC, we make it much greater than RC. Then you look at the waveforms. You know how these waveforms appear. Class allo madidiri lab alli. Okay. Then if it comes to asking you what is the application of this circuit, this integrator obviously is used in analog computers to perform integration. It's also used in A to D converters. What is this A to D converter? Analog to digital converter. Any analog input digital output ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನೀವು ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ದಂಗೆ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ವೇವ್ಗೂ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ವೇವ್ಗೂ ಶೇಪ್ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ we can also say that this circuit is used as a wave shaper. Athwa the integrator is used in wave shaping circuits. It's also used as a device to solve differential equations and also as a low pass filter. So these are some of the applications of the op amp. Now we come to the op amp as a differentiator. The op amp as a differentiator andrenu very first alle one line definition helbidabodu very beginning alli. The op amp integrator or differentiator is a device in which the output will be the differential coefficient of the input. Athava output is proportional to the differential coefficient of the input. So we can also look at the circuit details, which will be somewhat similar to the integrated circuit, except that the positions of the C and R components are reversed. Again, I will apply two conditions, that the infinite impedance is offered at the input of the op amp and the gain of the op amp is infinity. So if you look at my diagram now, there is an input voltage V in applied at the negative terminal, positive is grounded, and the input current voltage rather results in an input current which now has to charge the capacitor. So capacitor charge ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Capacitor charge ಆಗುವಾಗ what are the equations? Q is equal to C V in general. Therefore here Q is equal to C VI ಅಥವಾ VI is equal to Q by C. Therefore if you differentiate now, dVi by dt is equal to d by dt of Q by C. Therefore it is 1 by C dQ by dt. Now you can call this as equation 1. We will repeatedly use this, so bear in mind. Now if I is the charging current, then from this circuit what we have here, I is given by Vg minus V naught by R. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಐ ಇನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಐ ಎಫ್ ಸಮ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಜಿ ಮೈನಸ್ ವಿ ನಾಟ್ ಬೈ ಆರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಜಿ ಇಸ್ 0 because positive is grounded. Vg in general is called the virtual ground. It should be at 0 potential. The other logic, if you apply, A is infinity, therefore the input voltage between these two terminals should be 0, which is V plus minus of V minus. V plus is 0, therefore V minus also should return to 0. So I is equal to therefore Vg minus V naught by R, which is minus V naught by R because Vg is 0. But by definition, the current I is dq by dt. So therefore ಮೇಲಿನ equation ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ dq by dt is equal to minus V naught by R ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ dVi by dt is equal to d by dq of q by c, which in turn is 1 by c dq by dt. So 1 by c dq by dt is equal to dVi by dt, and that from the above equation is equal to V naught by CR. Therefore what happens? V naught therefore becomes cross multiply ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇವೆರಡು ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು minus CR dVi by dt. So the output voltage is therefore proportional to the differential coefficient of the input. ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ನೋಡೋಣ mathematics ಅನ್ನ. For this circuit, there is a capacitor is there. Op amp does not admit any current into itself. Therefore, all the charging current now goes on to charge the capacitor to start with. Q is equal to CV in general for a capacitor. Therefore, in this case, input voltage is VI. VI is equal to Q by C. dQ by dt is the charging current. that is going to charge the capacitor. Therefore, d by dt of q by c gives you the charging current. dvi by dt. ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ vi equal to q by c ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ dvi by dt is equal to d by dt of q by c, which is 1 by c dq by dt. And this dq by dt is the charging current. Therefore, if that I is the charging current, then I is equal to, from here, Vg minus V naught by R. I have taken this part because IF equal to I. Vg minus V naught by R, therefore it ends up giving you minus V naught by R. But by definition, dq by dt is I, is charging current. Therefore, previous equation in the use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ dvi by dt is the charging current, that's equal to 1 by c dq by dt. dq by dt is the charging current. So the rate at which the input voltage varies gives you this equation, 1 by c dq by dt, that is the charging current. So charging current change ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ charging voltage change ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So 1 by c dq by dt is equal to dvi by dt. From the previous expression there, this is equal to minus v naught by cr. c ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ minus v naught by r ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 by c ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ minus v naught by cr ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇವೆರಡನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇವೆರಡನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಾಗ v naught is equal to minus cr dvi by dt. So the output is proportional to the differential coefficient of the input. So for a proper application functioning of the circuit, what should happen? The RC time constant, whatever value you have, the pulse width should be at least 10 times greater than the RC time constant. ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಪಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಡ್ತ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಸಿ ಆರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪಲ್ಸ್ ರೈಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ condition for proper working of the circuit, which you have seen in your practical classes. There is differential circuits. Now where are they used? The differential circuits can be used in analog computers, wave shaping circuits, for FM modulating circuits as a detector, and by following the logic that we used earlier, we can say it behaves like a low pass filter. Yake equation ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಔಟ್ಗೆ, ವಿ ಔಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಮೈನಸ್ ಸಿ ಆರ್ ಡಿ ವಿ ಐ ಬೈ ಡಿ ಟಿ. ವಿ ಐನ ನಾವು ಸೈನುಸಾಯ್ಡಲ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಸೊ ಸಿ ಆರ್ ಇಂಟು ಈಗ ವಿ ಎಂ ಸೈನ್ ಒಮೆಗಾ ಟಿ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ನಾವು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಶಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಒಮೆಗಾ ಕಾಸ್ ಒಮೆಗಾ ಟಿ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸಾರಿ, ಸಿ ಆರ್ ವಿ ಎಂ ಬರಿಬೋದೇನೋ ಅಂತ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. ವಿ ಎಂ ಸೈನ್ ಒಮೆಗಾ ಟಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅನ್ನ, ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜಸ್ d by dt of Vm sin omega t, you get a cos omega t term along with an omega. ಈ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೇನಾಯ್ತು, ನೀವು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಗಮನಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಮೈನಸ್ ಸಿ ಆರ್ ಒಮೆಗಾ ಡಿ ವಿ ಐ ಬೈ ಡಿ ಟಿ ಅಂತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್. ಸೊ ಒಮೆಗಾ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಸಿ ಆರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಾಗ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಆಯ್ತು. ಯಾವ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇನ್ನೇ ಹೈ ಪಾಸ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀರ. ನೀವು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿಗಿಂತ ಹೈಯರ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸೀಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಹೈ ಪಾಸ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಸ್ ಅ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ದಿ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಶಿಯೇಟರ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಬಿಹೇವ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎ ಹೈ ಪಾಸ್ filter. So I have listed the applications. I have also told you It behaves like a high pass filter. Now these are some of the characteristics of the differentiator circuit. Next we come to the voltage follower. Now what is this voltage follower? In the previous semester we have looked at the emitter follower, wherein the output voltage follows the input voltage. CC amplifier ಗೆ input voltage emitter ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, output voltage collector ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. The collector voltage you saw without a phase reversal follows the input voltage, so you called it as an emitter follower. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, this voltage follower is also called a buffer or isolation amplifier. Now what is a buffer? Buffer usually is a no conflict zone in terms of normal life ಮಾತಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ. ಎರಡು ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಜಗಳ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಜಗಳ ತಪ್ಪಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಧ್ಯ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಐಸೋಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ಇವರನ್ನು ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ, ಅದು ಅವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಬಫರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, op amp is an amplifier, you know, and to get better and better gain in general in any amplifier for that matter, you connect succeeding stages. One stage amplification ಒಂದು ಆಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈಯರ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಆಂಪ್ಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈಯರ್ ಅಂತಂದು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈಯರ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಅವಾಗ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಇಂಪಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಇಂದ ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಫಾಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ನ ನೀವು ಆಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಆ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಬಿದ್ದೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ ಲೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಲೋಡ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಇಂಪಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಇಂಪಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಟೂ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್. ಮೇ ಬಿ ಮಾಡರೇಟ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಇಂಪಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅಂತ ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಈ ಥರದ ಒಂದು ಬಫರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಬಫರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಹೈ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಇಂಪಿಡೆನ್ಸ್. It will not give any gain, but it separates two amplifier stages, offering a high input impedance to the second stage. So a buffer agodrinda loading effects on the first stage kadame agutte. So now what is it that we have done here? We have given the input at the positive terminal, negative terminal we have simply connected it to the output. There is no RF. Because there is no RF, and in this voltage amplifier with the positive feedback, you have the gain given by one plus RF by RI. RF by RI is 0. Therefore, what happens? Gain becomes 1. So whatever is the input voltage you are giving to the circuit at the input, the same will become the output. Because you have given it to the non-inverting terminal, the output voltage will be in phase with the input. Allige enayitu, the output voltage has the same magnitude as the input voltage, it has the same phase as the input voltage. Therefore what is happening? It is simply becoming a unit gain amplifier, an amplifier with a gain of 1. And what happens if you put this in between two stages of any amplifier? The input impedance is very large because the op amp does not admit any current. Output voltage for the op amp ideally is 0. Output impedance rather is 0. So enagutte idu two amplifier stages anna successfully without loading couple ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ help ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾದಿಷ್ಟೇ. Input is given at the positive, the negative is fed back into the input. RF is 0, so gain is 1. It's a unit gain amplifier, very high input impedance, low output impedance, helps us to separate the two stages of an amplifier by avoiding the loading effect. Now what are the advantages? Provides power gain and current gain. Of course, these details we will not go into actually. The output impedance of the circuit which uses the output ಈ ಬಫರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಪಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಲೋ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಇಂಪಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಈ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆಪ್ ಆಂಪ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ zero current, therefore loading can be avoided. Now what are the other applications? Sorry, the other applications are buffers are used for logic circuits, in sampling and holding circuits, in active filters, and in bridge circuits using together a transducer. Now what is a transducer? A transducer is a device which converts one form of energy into another. ನಿಮ್ಮ ರಿಮೋಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ನೀವು ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬಟನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಗೇಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಗೇಜು ನೀವು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಪ್ರೆಷರನ್ನು ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನೊಂದು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇಂಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ. ಆ ಥರದ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಒನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಸಚ್ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as transducers. Okay, so what is it that we have done so far? What we have done so far is that we have seen the application of the op amp as an integrating circuit and as a differentiating circuit. We have also shown, particularly importantly, how they are akin to or similar to the low pass and high pass filters respectively, and we have also studied a voltage follower circuit. So with this we will be completing the linear applications. Now this is putting us in a position where we can solve some problems, maybe also answer some short answer questions. Therefore the next session we will make it a live session. Tomorrow I think I have already announced, I think I have put it at 11. I'll just give you the invitation half an hour before. We will let you join before me also. Please join by 5 minutes before the actual start of the class. We can have a count of how many are there, at least to start with. Others may join later. We do a live session tomorrow, work out some problems on op amps. Thank you very much.